Hello and welcome, I'm Stormo. We're going to continue on where we left off, exploring the solar system from last week. So, I think we're on Callisto. So, I will, while we're here, just briefly, I will refuel, and we'll do that. So, I'll grab some fuel, and then we will head off to, I think we're heading towards Saturn? Okay, well, we're heading somewhere, I know that much. And I'm pretty sure it is Saturn, so once I get up off the surface here, I'll set a destination. I probably should have done it before I took off, but we can do it right now, so we'll do that and have a look at Saturn. So, okay, we're released, we're engaged. Fly in a sort of upwards direction while I set the target. Let's see if we can find... there it is, Saturn. Saturn, by the way, is really cool. So I'll hit lock and super cruise. Okay, so we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to turn off our landing gear for a start. That's one thing we need to do. Oops, wrong button. There we go. That's what we wanted to do. So we have to do that for a start, and then we have to. Oh, okay. There's Saturn there. So. Now we should be able to super cruise towards it. And you can see it's quite a ways away there. Speaking of Jupiter, oh man, do I have to align with the escape vector? Speaking of Jupiter, it's quite bright in the sky last night, and I attempted to break out my camera and try and get a good photo of it, but I ended up getting a photo that was pretty much a blurry mess. I have a nice lens that I can actually get really good photos of the moon with, but it turns out that anything beyond the moon is a little bit of a stress. So, oh, there we go. Oh, we don't want to do that. I think we should be okay. What actually, I know how to do this. Hang on a second. We need to get above 25 kilometers. So just keep pointing upwards for a little bit. And, yeah, there we go. That should be good. Should let us do what I want, which is, yeah, fly that way. So... just line everything up, and we should be able to shoot away from the surface of Callisto and head towards Saturn, which looks fantastic in this game, by the way. I mean, it looks fantastic in real life. I think if there's one planet in, like, the whole solar system I'd want to see, like, with my own eyes from, like, close up, it would be Saturn. So, oh, just bump my joystick there. All good. All good. So, I've not long had lunch, and yeah. Anyway, but the other thing you can probably tell with Saturn as we start taking off is that it's quite a distance away. I think it's about as far away from Jupiter as Jupiter is from the Sun, or near that anyway. So, as you can probably tell, we've got a fair bit of distance to make up. So, it'll take us a little while to get there, and hopefully we don't get interrupted by that ship that I can see there, the white glow you can sort of see moving sort of towards where Saturn is at the moment, but yeah, okay, good. We've gotten far enough away that we should start picking up a decent clip of speed very shortly, so... and of course we're away from the surface of Callisto now, so... so as long as that ship doesn't decide to mess us around, we should be good. Yeah, we're looking alright. So we'll just keep heading on. And yeah, so Saturn's got a lot of moons too. I'm not sure how many of them are represented in the game, but in real life it's got, I think at last count, like 100 and something objects that orbit it, essentially as moons. Not counting, of course, all the objects that are orbiting it in the rings, because the rings themselves are, of course, made up of tiny little particles, basically like rock-sized particles. And what's really fascinating about those rings is they're very, very thin, which is why... okay, yeah. But we should do that anyway. We should slow down a little bit anyway, just so that we're in that blue range there. But yeah, they're very thin. And that's why if you can get Saturn, if you see it at very specific angles, it looks like the rings aren't there at all. Which is really neat. So... anyway, this is... oh boy, this is going to be a long journey. So, especially because I think I'm going through Jupiter's gravity well at the moment, and it's just slowing me down a little bit. So that's why that all slowed down. I think, have we gone past Jupiter? Yeah, we have. Okay. So it's pretty much just nothing between us and Saturn now, so we should be able to get there. Fairly sure. I'll try and knock that speed up a little bit. The other thing I need to try and do is not sort of lose concentration or anything as we get there, because if I don't, I'll just go flying into the planet. Not that anything bad will happen, I'll just get stopped all of a sudden and there'll be like a giant mass on the screen, so. But yeah, Saturn looks really cool in this game. And it is a pretty interesting place. And it has some really interesting moons too. I don't know if you guys have been... oh crap, I've forgotten the name of it. The probe that was sent to Saturn. The one that's been sending back the fantastic pictures. Oh man, what is the name of that probe? I've completely forgotten what it's called. But it sent back some absolutely gorgeous pictures of Saturn. As with everything else, I'll probably put up real images, like I did in the previous video in this series. I put up real images of what was I going to say? Sorry, I got distracted by my phone. I was trying to look up the name of the thing, and I've been distracted by my phone. Put up real images of the planets and moons and stuff that we were doing. So let's see if we can find the name of the probe. So let's see what we turn up here. Cassini, that was the name of the probe. So yeah, the Cassini probe sent back some absolutely glorious pictures of Saturn, and they're well worth checking out. You can probably Google them and find it. So yeah, anyway, we're getting pretty close, so I'll just have to start sort of holding things together. We're going to have another long jump after this to, is it Uranus is the next planet out? I think so. Whatever it is, there we go, we can see Saturn. I'll just slow up a fair bit here so we've got a good time. You see some of those dots surrounding Saturn, which are actually some of its moons, including Titan right there. But you can already see how cool this planet looks. Try and angle so we come at it above the rings. So I'll try and come so that the rings are below us when we get to where the planet itself is. So I'm just doing that a little bit now, and I'll just pull right back on the speed. Because we want to savour this moment. We want this to be glorious. And you can see again how thin the rings are. Yeah, even in the game, the rings are so thin that they basically disappear when you get sight onto them, which is really neat. There we go. We should be above the ring plane now. So I'll just push a little bit towards the planet. And again, you can see that Saturn is a huge planet by how far away we are from it, without actually being all that far away. But here it is. This is Saturn, and this is what it looks like in Elite Dangerous, pretty much like it does in real life. And yes, we can fly across the ring plane, though we actually can't collide with it. If you collide with it, you'll get pulled out of Super Cruise, so that's not a good idea. I can probably come fairly close to it, though. It might be a bit close. I might be pushing it on the distance there. But there we go, that's Saturn. And I'll pull myself up to a complete stop, and we'll have a bit of a look around. So you see the rings, the huge planet, more of the rings around that side. You get this gorgeous close up. There's Pluto. Oh man, Pluto's such a long way away. We're going to cover so much distance in this video. Rhea, one of Saturn's moons over there. And just this gorgeous planet. I love the colour Saturn has too, this beautiful yellow that it has. I don't know if the game simulates... The real Saturn actually has this mysterious sort of thing, and I wonder if we can actually... I wonder if it'll be possible. If I angle the ship up and just push forward here, I wonder if it'll be possible... In fact, it will be possible, I know that much. But, it will be possible, but what I'm curious about is whether you can see the top of Saturn has this really unusual feature, which is this sort of hexagon shaped band at the top of Saturn, and it's really unusual. And I don't think it's ever been determined why it happened, why it's there. So I'm just wanting to get to above the planet. I don't think we're close to above it yet. So I'm trying to sort of. I think I need to pull away a little bit just to get some speed, and then pull back towards it a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. I'll just stop there because I want to have a look to see where I am in relation to. Oh, we're miles away. Okay. I was going to say I wanted to see where I was in relation to the planet, but I can actually tell by looking where the rings are how far up the surface of Saturn we are. Because I want to see. I'm curious to know if the game has this hexagonal feature that's at the North Pole of Saturn in real life. So just keep flying up there. It'll take a little while. Saturn's a pretty big planet, so I think once it starts rolling away from under us, that's when we should. I really can't tell if I'm at the North Pole of Saturn. I'm not even close. I don't think we've moved all that much, actually. Let's just push the speed up and fly this way for quite a little while. So hopefully this helps us pick up. So yeah, we're hitting a sort of speed limit, about 200 kilometers a second here. And that means we're not moving especially fast up the surface, although the rings are going away. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be tricky. Because it's going to take a long while if we're doing this at just 200 kilometers a second to get there. Because you can see over there, those rings are barely moving. We're barely moving. If I pull away a little bit, I can escape that gravity well, but I'm not sure that's even worth it at this point. We're not mass locked though, so that's good. Anyway, we are getting close to the North Pole, aren't we? No, we're about halfway up the northern hemisphere of the planet at the moment, I think. So I've just got to keep doing this so that, although I suppose I can do that and I can see under. Although you can see that I don't have a hangar installed, don't have planetary vehicles. Could not be bothered, pretty much. See the joystick moving in time with my movements there. That's pretty accurate too, although it doesn't register. Yeah, it doesn't register the twist. So. Alright, if I go there... No, it's gonna take too long, I think. I think we should start finding moons. We've had a good look at Saturn. If we get the chance to do that later, we will, but for the moment, I think the best thing we could do is try and head off to Saturn's moons. So, we'll do that. Oh! I got too close. Damn. And that means I got knocked out of loading the system map too. That's really annoying. Okay, so that just means we've come to a dead halt at the moment. That's okay. So we'll head to Enceladus. Enceladus is a really interesting place, actually. So that's that done, and we'll line ourselves up. Hopefully it's on this side of the planet. No, it's on the other side of the planet. There it is over there. So now I need to fire up my super cruise. Probably going to have to hit an escape vector, which is over there. Because you don't get the surface guide on planets you can't land on, you can't tell how close you are to the surface. Although you can get a little bit of a guide with orbit lines turned on, because it'll draw like a circle around the planet, but it's not all that useful, and I've already talked about how much I don't really like orbit lines anyway. Okay, so I should be able... Let's see what we can do. Whoa. So you can see that sort of gravity well being simulated on the scanner there. Just pull my speed in a little bit. And we'll fly across the surface of Saturn. See the rings there. We're in a really weird angle now. Oh, maybe we're going to end up getting past the... I need to fly away from the planet a bit so I can get more speed. Because we need to be able to get that We basically need to be able to get out of the gravity well of the planet, so I'm just gonna keep heading in this way direction. We're probably going to actually see the North Pole. So that solves all that problem, doesn't it? Which is great. Man, Saturn has a long gravity well. Like, you'd think Jupiter's would be worse. I'm just trying to make sure my alignments are all correct here. Yeah, we're getting there, though. I'll keep looking out this side so that we can see. I have it set up to use the middle mouse button to give me a free look. It doesn't stop me from being able to control the ship. But basically, if you had like a head tracking system or a VR system, you'd be able to just use that. So we're not getting anywhere, are we? I need to pull straighter. So I need to figure out... Okay, pull up this way. Set Saturn. Whoa. Okay, now it's in front of me. No, I want to set it right behind me. There we go. There we go, that's good. So we're now flying directly away from Saturn. So I'll do that until I get a good speed. That should solve the problem. Let's bring ourselves around again, see if we can get to... Oh, no, we're a bit too close. But at least we're getting the speed. There it is there, that's Enceladus. So we're out of range of... Well, we're not out of range of Saturn's gravity well, but we're going to be able to fly right past it. And again, you can see... I could actually just sit here and make this whole video about Saturn because it's such a nice planet. It's such a cool looking place. And you see too, you might notice there that the rings look transparent. That is, I believe, correct. Keep in mind that the rings themselves are made up of a lot of tiny little particles, and there's a lot of space. Well, not a lot of space, but there is space between all those particles. They're not solid objects. So what that means is that starlight will shine through the ring, especially if the ring's in shadow like it is there. So that's why you can see the stars there, because these objects have no light of their own, so the stars behind them have enough light that they can shine through the rings when the rings are in shadow. So that's why you can see stars through the rings. So there you go, that's your interesting astronomical fact. Enceladus, by the way, is an interesting astronomical object because it has these massive geysers on its south pole that basically shoot, I think, jets of methane quite some distance, like 200-300 kilometers above the surface of the planet. It's quite impressive what it does. So I don't believe Enceladus is landable. I can't remember now, actually. I saw it before on the galaxy map, but can't quite remember that far back. But we'll go have a look at it anyway. We're getting there, so I'll just pull my speed in a little bit as it becomes much closer to us. It forms into a object we can see. I don't know if... I'll try and aim sort of towards the bottom of it, and I'll see if I can't put up a photo of this moon with its geyser in action, with its sort of south pole in action. But yeah, you can see here, this is Enceladus, and you can probably see what it looks like in real life as well. I'm going to try and come to the bottom of it, because this is where the interesting bit of Enceladus is. But I don't know if how interesting that'll be in here, so I'll just pull my speed up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's not really simulating. It's pretty much just got generic icy body surface in the game, which is not really at all what it looks like. Yep, so we did have an orbital flight option for it. That's cool. Okay, so that's Enceladus. I'm gonna pull away from it, and we're gonna head off to wherever we're going next. So that's one of Saturn's moons. Let's see what the next moon is now. I forget the names of all of Saturn's moons. Like Jupiter's moons I mostly know. You can see there are a lot of moons in the game too. Tethys. So let's have a look at Tethys. Oh hang on, no, that's not Tethys. That one there, that's where we want. Exit. So where's Tethys? I'm going to have to go around Enceladus to find Tethys. Oh wow, look at that blue spot there. Maybe that is meant to be where the geysers are. Huh. Okay, well, maybe I was wrong about that. That's interesting. There we go. There's Saturn right out there. One of the things you can't do in this game, obviously, is visit the shepherd moons that Saturn has. There are a couple of moons that actually sit within Saturn's rings. But they're mostly fairly small and misshapen moons, and their gravity actually keeps some of the rings in shape. They actually affect the rings around them. They're called shepherd moons for that reason. So anyway, we'll head away to Tethys as we go past Enceladus over there. I can't remember if I know anything about Tethys, actually. Like, there's like 2 Saturn moons I know things about, which is like Titan and Enceladus, and I suppose Rhea is pretty well known as well, but I can't really think of much to say about Tethys. But we'll get there. We've got this gorgeous view of Saturn with the sun coming towards it like that too. Just looks really nice. So we pick up the speed here a bit, just push forward. And, don't have all that much distance to cover here. Just gotta. You can see Tethys is on the other side of the planet though, which is interesting. Let's pull back a little bit, and watch as we pass the planet. You see the rings spreading out there. How good does that look? It's a gorgeous planet. It really is. I want to see Saturn in real life so much. Like, not just through a telescope, but I want to be like standing, well, not standing, flying above the rings and seeing Saturn. Just like what I did, right? But like in real life. Oh, Dione. That's a Saturn moon. Yeah, I know that one. So there's Dione there too. I think that's how you pronounce it. Dione? 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 Don't know. This is Tethys as we come towards it. Just pull back a little bit. We'll swing sort of towards the sunlit side anyway. So you can see it's a fairly standard sort of rocky object. Pull my speed up a little bit so I can put it in perspective. I'll just push forward a little bit now. Stop. Oh no, we're in its gravity well, so turning towards it's not the best idea, but So that's Tethys, right out the side of our window. I suspect Dione might even be our next thing. Just angle away is Jupiter over there. I'll just angle away. I'll bring up the system map and we'll find what the next star is. I know I could have just used the navigation option there, but doing it the old-fashioned way, because the navigation options order is different to the order in which this screen shows them too. So Dione is in fact the next place to go. So let's head Dione Woods. That was a terrible, terrible thing to say. I apologise. Just see Saturn in the corner there, just fading away. I should have turned towards Saturn from Tethys, but oh well. We'll try and do that from Dione, maybe. We'll see how we go. We've got a lot of moons to get through here, though. And again, I'm going to try and find pictures and put pictures of all these moons up, so we can do this. So it shouldn't take too long as we go through. And get this gorgeous music this game has as well, which is always nice. Okay, so here's Dione. I'll just cut back my speed a little bit. Wow. It's a really interesting looking place, actually. Again, it's not a place I know a lot about in real life. Be curious to know if this matches what it looks like in real life, because I noticed when I was putting it together that some of Jupiter's moons don't really match what they look like in real life. I think Callisto and was it Ganymede looked really dramatically different. This planet looks really weird, actually. Oh, sorry, this moon looks really weird. Yeah, that's yep, that's Dione. Another of Saturn's moons. I suppose if I turn, well, I can pull myself around here. Whoa, that was a bit dizzy. I was going to turn towards see where Saturn was, but I can't. I think Saturn's just out one of these windows, isn't it? Maybe? Oh no, it's behind us now, isn't it? Okay. Let's not do that then. Well, we can, I think, if I go like this. Yeah, there it is. So that's Saturn, and then over here you've got the surface of Dione. Cool. Okay, I'll just pull away so we can start pulling away from Dione and head to the next moon. So, I don't know what the next moon is. It's Rhea? Yeah, it's Rhea. Okay. Then we got Titan and Iapetus. So, I'll head to Rhea. Most of these moons, the sort of larger of Saturn's moons, are all basically very similar, but Saturn has a lot of moons that appear to be just like captured asteroids and stuff like that as well. Like I said, it's got like over 100 moons or something ridiculous like that, of which we're mostly just seeing the biggest. And there's actually a couple of really unusually shaped ones and all sorts of stuff as well. Some of them are very, very small. But some of them are so small that we didn't know they existed until we sent Cassini up to them. I nearly forgot its name again, even though I just remembered it before. Anyway, let's head towards Rhea. Saturn visible? No. Oh, there it is. Oh, and there's Tethys flying past. Saturn, Enceladus. So that's Titan all the way out there. So just aim ourselves up a little bit, slow down a little bit so we can get a better look at it. Bring ourselves towards Rhea. Pull our speed back. And here we go. This is the Saturn moon Rhea. So what's that there? Ah, just a signal source. Okay, fine. Let's just keep heading towards Rhea. Just pull up a little bit. And bring it right up. And again, you get that size difference. Like, remember how big Saturn was when how far away we were from Saturn when it was this big in our view compared to this. So yeah, it's Rhea, which I'll try and stay this close to. And there's probably a picture of Rhea. What it actually looks like on your screen right now. I'm just going to try and rotate around to see if I can see Saturn. Nope, I can see the Earth and Uranus, and a couple other things, but I can't see Saturn. Okay, so that's Rhea, and I can see Jupiter, and I've lost the surface of Rhea. There it is. I was going to say, where'd it go? There it is, right there. So that's Rhea. We're actually apparently still moving towards it at a very low speed, so I'll flip that away so that we can head to, what did I say the next one was going to be? Titan? Is the next one Titan? Yep, next one's Titan. Titan is the biggest moon, and it's really interesting, Titan, actually, because it has an atmosphere. So it's one of only a few bodies in the solar system that actually has its own atmosphere that isn't a planet. In fact, I think... No, because... is it Triton? The Neptune's moon Triton? Is it Neptune's moon? I think so. I think that also has an atmosphere, but Titan... No, maybe Triton doesn't. I confuse Titan and Triton a lot, actually. But Titan, I'm pretty sure, has an atmosphere. And it also has lakes on the surface of it, and unfortunately we can't see the surface. In fact, when the Cassini probe was sent to Saturn, it actually had another probe attached to it called Huygens, and Huygens was designed to land on Titan, and it flew through Titan's atmosphere and landed, and then I think basically got destroyed, but they got a whole bunch of information about the surface of Titan based on the Huygens probe, which was really cool. I think it was the Huygens probe that went onto Titan. There is video on YouTube, actually, of the Huygens probe landing on the surface of Titan, too. It's really interesting to watch as we come towards it. And Titan, again, I think is one of the moons that is actually bigger than Mercury, too. It's like one of the largest, alongside like Ganymede and stuff like that. Like, it's a pretty big place. So here you go. Here's Titan. And obviously there'll be an image of what it looks like in real life. You can sort of see the surface from this atmosphere. I'm trying to remember if in real life that's possible. It must be. But you can tell it's the atmosphere by the colouring, that sort of green tinge that you're getting around the edge on one side and the yellow and everything like that. That's all to do with the fact that you have this surface. So yeah, that's Saturn's moon Titan. It's very similar colour. I believe like I said, it has lakes on the surface, but I believe it's a hydrocarbon. Maybe it's like liquid methane or something like that all the lakes are made out of on the surface, but it has like flowing rivers and all sorts of crazy stuff. It actually looks, a lot like a really sort of alien version of Earth. And I think that's one of the reasons they suspect that it's possible that life might exist on Titan in some form. Although I'd be curious to know exactly how, but you know, it's really interesting. Anyway, so that's Titan, which is really a cool place. And another part of the Saturn system, which is also just straight up really cool. So let's head from Titan to the last Saturn moon, which is Iapetus. And yeah, that's really, I think that's how to pronounce it. I don't know. I'm assuming that's how to pronounce it. In my head, I want to say Lapetus, but I know that's actually an I, not an L. So let's find our way towards it. Hopefully it's not like back on the other side of Saturn or anything. No, it's out there. Oh, it's quite some distance away actually. 14 light seconds is quite a distance. There's Saturn all the way up there. All the other places have been: Dione, Rhea, Tethys. Yeah, Tethys there. Enceladus. Saturn itself. There's Jupiter all the way 4,000 light seconds away. All the way down there, I think, is the Sun. You can see it. It's in the middle of that circle. You can just see on the screen there where it says Sol. That's the Sun. So that's how far away we are from the Sun. But the interesting thing, of course, is even at that size and even at this distance, there's still enough light. Well, I suppose actually a lot of it's reflected light off Saturn to light these moons, which is cool. And I think the same thing happens with Jupiter too, where the Sun's light is enough to light the planet and reflect onto the moons. I can't remember if that's true or not, if it's reflected light off the moons or if it's... I think maybe it's partly both, but yeah, it sort of says a lot about the Sun that you can be this far from it, and you can be that distance, but you're still getting that light from it in some form anyway. Just pull my speed back a bit. And slow down as we get to Iapetus. I don't know anything about this moon actually, other than apparently it's far away from Saturn, quite some distance away. I'm sure it's a fascinating place. Like I said, I'll put a picture of what it actually looks like up on the screen. May even be up now, or it may go up a little bit shortly. Try and come around this side so I can see the sunny side of Iapetus as well. So where are we? There we are. It's going to be very blue. So, ooh, wow. Whoa, check that canyon out down there. Wow, just on the... Wow. This place has got some crazy surface stuff going on. We're really curious to know if that's what Iapetus has in real life. Of course, you guys have probably found out now because of the fact that I put the picture up. I haven't seen the picture yet. Wow, that's some crazy surface detail. I'm going to actually get right down. We're going to have a good look at that. Because we can do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's try not to over-angle ourselves here. Just bring ourselves down close enough. Wow, look at that. I wasn't intending to get this close to these places, but oh, wow. Like, I was just going to give these places a cursory glance, show up a picture, talk about them a bit, but then I saw this. I have no idea if this is actually what is really on Iapetus, but man, that's amazing. Because that's just a huge canyon, or a huge sort of dip in the surface here. Oh, shit. Didn't quite think I'd get close enough to drop from cruise, but there we go. That means getting out of here is going to be fun. I'll bring my glide up though, so I don't want to crash into those mountains. Just want to fly over the surface a little bit, just to get a close look, but oh jeez, look at that. God, it's gorgeous. Okay. Gives you a good example of the surface detail. In fact, I don't know if I can actually come to a dead stop, but I wanted to look out. You can see, you can't really see. So you can see there the the depth that it has and the relief that this all has. You see the shadows it casts and everything like that. There's Saturn in the distance there. This is actually really pretty. How cool is that? That's properly amazing. I am properly impressed by what I'm seeing here. This is just fantastic. I could just sit here. Just leave this here. It's fantastic. So, yeah, that was not what I expected to happen when we got to Iapetus, but there we go, we got to Iapetus and that's what happened. I'll pick the speed up a little bit, and we will head off to the next planet. We're heading to a planet, and I imagine it'll be Uranus. So, as the system map starts, we get there. There it is, Uranus. Let's have a look at Uranus. So, the most hilariously named planet in the solar system. Most unfortunately named planet in the solar system. Yes. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, and we're going to have to fly this way to get there. I'm also going to have to, like, break out of orbital cruise at some point. Oh my god, it's miles away. Oh, wow. Uranus is ages away. We're not going to get there in this video. Oh, I'm gonna have to make it. I was only gonna make 2 episodes. I thought, oh, you know, it'll be easy. I'll just fly around the outer solar system. It's not gonna take 13,000 light seconds to get to Uranus, but it turns out it is going to take 13,000 light seconds to get to Uranus. So I think we're gonna have to come back next time because this has already been a fairly long video just doing Saturn. I didn't think it'd take this long to do Saturn, if I'm honest. But it is going to take this long to do Saturn. So we're going to have to do the outer planets, I think, in another video. I'd planned 2 videos for this, not 3. But, yeah. Unfortunately, that's going to be... it's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes just in travel time. So what I'm going to do is I will actually travel there off camera. And so in the next video, we'll pick it up. And we'll be sitting right on top of Uranus. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all then.